Hi everyone, Bernard here with another little citizen vlog, another little information vlog for you, obviously to follow on from the, obviously letting you know what podcasts and YouTubes and vloggers are out there. Yes, I did one recently, so this is just in addition to that, and a couple of ones I forgot with my little information. So please bear with me. If you're new to the channel, please push the old subscribe on. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Push the bell notifications when you know when these little vlogs and information vlogs on everything Manchester City are coming out. So I'll try and keep you updated as much as I can with general stuff, not stuff covered. Obviously, other guys are covering other different things. I just try and put stuff out there to interest you and inform you. And as I said, obviously I did a vlog recently about the podcasters and YouTubers and vloggers out there for Manchester City fans. Well, just my thanks to Blackpool Blu-rays, one of my guys, I follow him, he follows me, one of my guys who mentioned a couple I'd forgot, or three that I forgot actually. Main Road Ramble is another one, which is used to be Bitter and Blue podcast, but now the Main Road Ramble. So please keep your eyes open for that. That's how I forgot that one. I don't know, because I do enjoy that one. That's Kevin Nelson and Jer Deegan, I think, and they also do little tactical things. Obviously, there's no games at the moment, but they do little tactical things on Twitter, you know, analysis of games and stuff. So that's worth a look on Twitter, because I'll go on to Twitter in a minute. If you know my citizen vlogs, I always do a City on Twitterverse, so it's only fair to have a quick look at Twitter and let you know what's going on, and some people to follow on there perhaps, and some stuff you may have missed over the last few days. Anyway, on Twitter, they're at Main Road Ramble. So that's Main Road Ramble, have a podcast, and then obviously on Twitter at Main Road Ramble. So give those a follow, give those a watch. Also, we've got Why Always Us podcast, which I've not really been familiar with. That's from Sam Lee and David Mooney. So that's another one that I've been pointed out, Why Always Us podcast. Have a listen to that. I'll be checking back on that one, because I think I've missed a few of those. I think I have listened to it in the past, but I think I've missed it recently, so I'll check into that. And the last one we're going to mention, obviously, another one that I used to listen to, but I've tended to forget recently for some reason, the Talking City podcast. Obviously, with you've got the likes of Stuart Brennan and Simon Barkowski, etc. That's produced by the Manchester Evening News, which is still out there. So please don't forget the Talking City podcast as well. Anyway, just on Twitterverse, let's have a look on Twitter, because I say what I'll do over the next, coming weeks is, I do my regular Twitterverse, City on Twitterverse on my Citizen Present vlog. So I'll try and throw one of these out every 3 or 4 days if there's anything on Twitter that's funny. Let's try and stuff that may be funny to cheer us up, and obviously information for City fans generally. So this goes back now. I started this little keeping a log of things, obviously, since my last city presence. So this is like from the sort of 13th, 14th of March, stuff like that. So it was interesting that things have been happening. Obviously, at Fifth Column Blue, this is a comment about match of the day and what they've done. Obviously, last week is Manchester City noughts and crosses with the football club's badges. And he wrote, obviously, I'd rather play noughts and crosses on Twitter than see repeats of Mrs. Brown's Boys instead on a match of the day. Yeah, I mean, there's no match of the day last week, was there? So we got Mrs. Brown's Boys, please. I have actually tweeted a direct message to Match of the Day, say, look, all the archive footage you've got, sort through. Don't just show the big clubs, just show everything. You're a public service. Show every club sort of some great moments from each club in the Football League. I mean, I know someone might have to do a little bit of work behind the scenes and get all this stuff together in archival. Perhaps get Mr. Lineker to produce it, to present it, etc. But so I've not had a reply from BBC, but said, do stuff like that rather than put Mrs. Brown's Boys on. Make some effort, put some footage out there, put some archive. I mean, even if it's an old match of the day, all right. I mean, the only problem with that is you're going to see the same old teams, aren't you? But even classic match of the days featuring all the clubs, all the top clubs now, all the top clubs then, and all the clubs that have never been top clubs. There must be stuff on all our football English league clubs and non-English league clubs now. Obviously got a lot of clubs out of the top 4 leagues, haven't we? So anyway, it'd be nice for BBC to do that. And I said I have tweeted them. I mean, perhaps you can tweet them, and perhaps it'll give them a kick up the bum. Debbie at Debbie MCFC 36. Well, I can tell Debbie that she did this on the 14th of March. Will our season tickets installments still be going out tomorrow? Yes, they are still going out, because I've checked my bank today, and yes, they've all gone out. So I can't really blame City. I mean, it is hard, isn't it? You can't just stop it. I mean, the best thing perhaps to do, and I know, we all. I'm sure. I'm pretty. I've just checked my bank statement and nearly fainted. We are all struggling a little bit, but I suppose City have to take it. At the end of the day, we give a credit or whatever against tickets for next season or a refund or whatever. It's obviously a massive task, isn't it? So. Yeah, I do appreciate Debbie's point, but perhaps under the circumstances, I don't know what else they can really do. Obviously, this is just the tweet I wrote to Match of the Day, actually. Match of the Day, please. So we get Mrs. Brown's boys garbage. Tell you what, BBC, put a bit of effort in. Get your well-paid staff to plan old Match of the Day archive footage of every English club's best moments, not just the big clubs, and show clips over the next few weeks, however long it is. Every footy fan would surely appreciate it. And that's just a little... We got a few likes for that. Not as many likes as I would have hoped. I mean, but a lot of people agreed with that. We're seeing pictures. I'm not going to show some of this stuff because it could be copyright problems, but obviously at City_Extra, who I might mention 2 or 3 times today, obviously posted the picture of Sergio Aguero living room, which is obviously quite a sight with all the footballs and the screen and the medals and the trophies. And I noticed he had a little, not a cast, but a sort of warm thing on his leg for his leg. So obviously we saw that, didn't he, his last game when he came off and put ice on it. So I'm not sure when that picture was put out by Sergio, but it's nice to see the guys relaxing at home, isn't it? I think I can show this. Yeah, so we go on to like the Manchester City website. What they've done, they put out little things like that with images, and you can, that's one I've seen. They may have done some more, but you can actually print them off, and obviously you or your kids can actually colour them in. I mean, it's a big thing now, colouring in for even adults, isn't it? So that's a nice thing from Manchester City with the noughts and crosses things. Obviously, that was interesting. One of our funnier ones, at Fat Toasty, he commented, obviously, on the noughts and crosses. How long before Liverpool start hacking the City noughts and crosses database? So that was quite funny there. From there, bit of light. You need a bit of light relief, don't we, on this thing? We got videos of Benjamin Mendy on Instagram. I'm not going to show it. And he's obviously juggling with toilet rolls. And obviously, I'm a bit torn with these City players at home doing these things. Yeah, I mean, what can they do? I mean, it's horrible, isn't it, for them? All of a sudden, their routines are totally changed. But and I'm sure City will be getting together with the players to do something like, instead of juggling toilet rolls, perhaps deliver some to the elderly or care homes and stuff like this. But I'm sure we can leave that to Manchester City and the PR team to sort that out. And as I say, I'm a bit not overly impressed with watching some of the players at home and doing silly things. And it's funny, isn't it? I'm a bit kinder to the City players to when I see opposing players doing silly things, when I'm a bit more detrimental to it. I don't like it. So that's just the bias, isn't it? But anyway, yeah, I'm a bit mixed on that. But obviously, what can they do? I mean, it's nice to see the images of some training as well. They're doing a little training at home. They've obviously been told to do some training. So I think if it's Gabby Jesus on social media, there's a thing of him going through and hitting a ball into a small goal, etc. So it's good to see that side, and Kyle Walker out for a run and things like that. So that's what you want, isn't it? Obviously, there was a bit of interest in this. Lyon's president has a new suggestion for how to decide each league. It would see City win the Premier League ahead of Liverpool. I think that was quite funny. I think his team finished second, didn't he? If they did it from his way, but I mean, say that with a pinch of salt. But obviously, it wound up the Liverpool fans anyway, and that was from they featured that also on at Man City MEN. Obviously, if you follow the MEN and stuff on there, obviously for everything Manchester City. That's Michael 672958180. That's Michael Griffiths at Michael 672958180. And obviously, he commented, some other commented as well, that the coronavirus, the Champions League final, has been put back to June the 27th. So good luck with that. That's all we can say, isn't it, really? Simon Barkowski, if you follow him, obviously, as I mentioned him earlier on that podcast, that's SPBAJKO. Obviously, information on City on that. And he's put a little piece out. Zach Steffen set for a big opportunity at Man City next season. A look at how he has earned it with the help of some important people in his career and life. So that's a thing that Zach Steffen could be coming back as backup to, and competition perhaps for our wonderful genius in goal at the moment. So that'll be interesting if Zach Steffen comes. Obviously, we got Muric out as well, haven't he? And obviously, you know, it's interesting what's going to happen with him. He's had a bad, torrid time of it, hasn't he? But the favourite to come back and be back up is obviously Zach Steffen, who's been doing a pretty good job apparently. So check with Simon Bukowski anyway. Give him a follow and he'll keep you up to date. An interesting picture from the @1894 group _MCFC. Obviously, I had a little picture of a part of the display for the Real Madrid game, which obviously which should have been last night as I'm recording this. So some people do match reports on the Real Madrid game. I think we won 4-0 according to a couple of reports I see, and you know, so that was good. That was good. We actually won the game without playing it. But yeah, they're just commenting 1894. Tonight would have been Madrid at home. Fans can contribute to a display. Yeah, I mean, they raised £6,000 or £7,000, I think. We produced something, but events clearly moved beyond our control. Plan is to go ahead with the display at a future date. So if you paid towards that and you're wondering what's happened to it, yeah, I mean, there's not a lot they can do under the circumstances. There's quite. This is from. Let me just use this from. This is @Kipax Bill. Please give Kipax Bill a follow. Quite funny. These guys obviously may have retweeted or tweeted on their own. I'm not too sure, but this is out there, so I'm quoting where I've seen this anyway. And obviously, it was the new. Again, a bit of humour. The new FIFA 21 game. For PS4, so I'm not into games myself, but I found that quite funny, obviously, for people who are into that sort of thing. Rodney Marsh, I mean, if you give Rodney Marsh, he can be quite controversial, Mr. Rodney, and he's good on Twitter. He's got some good stuff, some interesting stuff as well, some historical stuff, etc. @Rodney Marsh 10. He did comment, just a thought, if Jurgen Klopp hadn't demanded a winter break, Liverpool would be mathematical champions now. So that's just an interesting point. But he gets a rise out of various people. And he's, the thing I like about Rodney Marsh is he's still complimentary about City, which is nice with our ex-players, even though he didn't have the greatest time, did he, at Manchester City, and a lot of people object to him costing us the league, etc., which is a great shame. Yeah, I did say we get back to him, didn't I? @City_extra. Again, I don't know what the copyright is on this. I'm not going to show you it, obviously, but they're showing goals of the day. So, I mean, they've had Edin Dzeko recently. They've had Kevin De Bruyne against Chelsea. So they're showing, if you follow @City_extra, please, they're showing goals of the day, which are quite good. @Rocket_Source13. And his comment is the irony here, and what he's commenting is that we got on Manchester City News that City should do their bit. This is from the MEN. City should do their bit to make sure smaller clubs in Greater Manchester survive during this crisis. So a little comment, obviously trying to help the smaller clubs, etc., who are going to struggle. I mean, the bigger clubs are struggling, aren't they? But obviously, @Rocket_Source13 did comment on the irony by saying, Manchester City can't put money into their own club, but everyone expects them to put their money into others' clubs. So a very good point, well made. A couple of these now. Again, I'm not going to show this on copyright, maybe a copyright thing, but obviously it's a news broadcast from 10 Downing Street. And @Tierney, TIERNEY 39 has commented on it. And this is a guy, if you remember John Motson's sheepskin coat, etc. But there's a lady talking. This guy goes up to number 10. And he sort of obviously knocks on the door, or whatever they do, ring the bell, or he stood outside it. And obviously @Tierney39 has commented, John Motson storms number 10 following the Prime Minister's speech demanding the Premier League is reinstated. So it's quite funny. Obviously, I don't think it's John Motson, but quite funny, very funny. And what's we got? And the last one we're going to look at today, and I'll be back in 2 or 3 days with any more interesting tweets. And this obviously is Manchester City themselves, and obviously @Man City, so obviously on Twitter, and they put out a little thing for all those vloggers and podcasters and various things, Twitters. Obviously, I've not looked at Facebook. Obviously, there's lots of stuff on Facebook as well. I might do that in the future. But Manchester City have wrote @Man City. During this uncertain time for everyone, we want to show our support for all the independent City writers, creators and bloggers who love and talk about the club on a daily basis. Reply with your shout-outs and links to channels and accounts to send them some love. So that's obviously, I say, I'm doing my bit to help my fellow guys. I mean, you know, so obviously Man City sort of encouraging people to write in and you know, you mentioned me, great. I need all the help I can get. So anyway, it's nice of Manchester City to do that. I remembered everything because there's not a lot. I mean, I'm looking at there's not much appearing on the City app itself. So I mean, obviously, perhaps he sent the guys home because I'm sure there's loads of stuff they could be putting on there, but I don't think there's anything new. I mean, we've still got the Man United 2, Man City 0 full match replay as the most recent thing on there. I mean, it might be different on the website, but anyway, that's my City app, which I'm paying $1.99 a month for. So perhaps I'll get a refund on that as well. Who knows? Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. That's a quick little look at. Enjoyed that. I think it's just what's out there. Just a few little Twitter accounts. I mean, obviously, I'll try and give you as many as I can over the next coming. You know, as long as this suspension of football is going on. Anyway, please, hope you enjoy that. Please check out my links below for all my little vlogs. I've got the how to get your fix of City. Obviously, I've done that recently. I've done a Pep quiz. Obviously, there'll be another little quiz coming out in the next 3 or 4 days. Obviously, the history of Manchester City Part 4 is already out. Obviously, Part 5 is done and dusted and will be coming out in the next few days. And obviously, the Manchester City for March 1992. A little look back at that month through the usage of newspaper clips and programs, etc. A little look back at March 1992. That's out there. And yes, April 2002 is also done, so that will be appearing at some stage over the next few days. I'm trying to get stuff out there for you anyway. I hope you enjoy. Anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments below any good Twitter accounts that you follow. That, as I said, there's loads out there, and I've only mentioned a mere handful today, obviously. So anything you can heartily recommend to cheer us up as well, not just for information, just to cheer us up a little bit. It's nice. And what better place? Social media can be an absolute waste of time, can't it? A horrible place, but it can also be a fun place, and it certainly makes me laugh at times, and I think that's what we need, isn't it? So please let me know in the comments below what you think. Please follow me on Twitter at nostalgia_movie, and I'm on Facebook at Bernard and Ian with links to Movie Game Nostalgia.com for everything Manchester City, for everything movies. If you enjoy movies, please check the links for any movie. I'm doing lots of movie reviews and information vlogs on movies and board games and posters. So please check that as well. That'd be very much appreciated. MovieGameNostalgia.com is my website for old rare DVDs, and the sales are. One good thing is, you know, obviously people are going out and buying stuff online at the moment. So I've seen a little rise in sales, not enough to keep the wolf from the door, unfortunately, but much appreciated. So if you can get on the website, have a look round. And if you want to buy yourself a movie poster from the 90s and 2000s, or an old retro board game that perhaps you've not played for a long time, but now you want to play with the kids, obviously, this, again, I've even sold more, you know, again, 2 or 3 games, which is normally a quiet period. So I'm seeing an upturn on that, even though I am suffering. It's 1 step forward, 2 steps back, even though obviously I buy a lot of stock in US dollars, and obviously the pound against the dollar has absolutely dropped, and I just any margin I might have had for some of the stuff is just falling through the floor. But I'll stick at it. I'll put all this stuff out for you. Keep going. Anyway, thanks for your support. Thanks for watching this. It's really very much appreciated. Thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up. Make me feel that's a way, as well as your comments. That's a way of knowing that people are watching it and enjoying it. Anyway, thanks for joining me for this little special. Hopefully I'll be back with you very soon with something else. And just, well, I will if you watch some of my other vlogs and stuff, so you'll see my ugly face and ugly mug on those. Anyway, thanks for watching. Whatever you're going to do with the rest of your day, have a great one. Look after yourself, look after your friends, look after your family. I always say that, but especially give a look out for the vulnerable, any vulnerable that you know near you, older people, etc. Please have a special thought for those as well. Anyway, this is Bernard for now, saying thanks for watching. I'll see you all again soon. Bye-bye.